gentlemen, welcome to Front Page Review on your superstation, Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. Yes, today is 11/11/2025. It's a special day. Yes, a day of our Lord. Welcome on board, everyone, to this superstation. Of course, I am set to reel out all of the headlines I've got for you this morning to give you the information that you need. Okay? Yes. My name is Jude. Ikami Jude. I'm here because you're there. And of course, when I'm done dishing out all of the headlines, I will have Rufai Yosemi analyze some of the headlines for us this morning. And then Prince Chilakai will also be with me this morning to look deeper into all of these headlines making the rounds. Alright? I will be visiting Punch newspaper, Vanguard newspaper, The Sun, Daily Post, Guardian, The Nation, and of course, Daily Thrust newspaper to give you all of these headlines that you need. Lagos, Nigeria. Let's take a walk together this morning. Alright, first I'll be giving you stories from the Punch newspaper. Let's take up. We are your number one superstation. We are Voice of the People. We are 90.3 FM. Top of the morning to you this day, the 11th day in the month of November 2025. Of course, 11/11/2025. Don't you see this special day? It is indeed a special day, a day of our Lord. Welcome to Front Page Review on Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. Check your time now, it's 7:05 a.m. My name is Jude. Ikami Jude. I'm here because you're there. I've got plenty of stories for you this morning, courtesy Punch, Vanguard, The Sun, Daily Post, Daily Trust, Guardian, and of course the Nation newspaper. All of these stories for you this morning, and I would have Rufai Yosemi after dishing out all of these headlines, and then Prince Chilaka will follow suit. Welcome. Let's take a walk together. All right, the biggest story here from Punch newspaper: Trump's threat. Troops pound terror bases in key states. Troops pound terror bases in key states. And then to some of the headlines now on robbery: 4 UK-based Nigerians, others jailed 55 years. Over 100,000 policemen assigned to VIPs. According to EU report, over 100,000 policemen assigned to VIPs. EU report says mob burns Lagos immigration checkpoint after stray bullet hits woman. 9 banks pocket 14.7 trillion naira in 9 months. 9 banks pocket 14.7 trillion naira income in 9 months. 14.7 trillion naira. It's okay. Abducted Edo brothers escape as kidnappers slip off. Abducted Edo kidnappers escape after kidnappers, or rather, abducted Edo brothers escape as kidnappers slip off. And the voice of Asari Dokubo, no be Jojo be that. All right, to some of the headlines now. Motorists stranded as Oyo residents protest road extension. On gaming bill, Lagos sues National Assembly for contempt. Presidency eyes NNPC shake-up as oil output falters. Convention, Wike block petitions NJC. Oyo George adjourns suit. $14.8 million probe. EFCC puts silver on FBI and Interpol watch list. Okay, to some of the stories quickly now. PDP crisis driven by greed, not ideology. This is a party chieftain in Ebonyi speaking this morning. On the National Convention, PDP stakeholders petitions NJC over Justice Akintola's ruling. 2026, ex-Osun Chief of Staff unveils agenda pledges local government autonomy. PDP candidate pledges to work with Soludo, urges inclusive government. Lagos APC hails Tinubu for neutrality in Anambra election. Ekiti 2026, Bankole best to lead SDP to victory. Party chieftain speaking. And then Kano PDP, Jibrin rejoins APC, backs Tinubu's 2027 bid. Ogun NNPP, ex-governorship candidate Ajadi defects to PDP. And then finally here, 2027, Alia caught opposition stakeholders for political realignment. Friends, let's quickly get to Vanguard newspaper to give you some more headlines. But check your time now. It's 7:09 a.m. Rigging is the worst coup. Dixon Amechi won ahead of 2027. Rigging is the worst coup. Dixon and Amechi are winning ahead of 2027 poll. Monarch, 1,800 killed in the southeast in 2 years. This is Amnesty International reporting. They say a monarch and about 1,800 people have been killed in the southeast in 2 years, says Amnesty International. I'll give you a breakdown of that story. Just follow me up, okay? Let's go. On insecurity, NAF strikes, kills terrorists and bandits in Borno, Kwara, Katsina, and others. And then, Trump threat. Americans have right to defend Nigerian Christians. Babachir Lawal. Trump's threat. Americans have right to defend Nigerian Christians, says Babachir Lawal. Deceased Oyo teacher. Okay. Let me put this aside. Disappeared. Okay. I get it better now. Disease Oyo teacher had cancer of the bone. Had cancer of the bone marrow, not beaten by student. Government and NUT is the one clarifying that the diseased Oyo teacher had cancer of the bone marrow, and not beaten by student. Okay. On insecurity, NAF strikes, kills terrorists, bandits in Borno, Kwara, and Katsina State. Rigging is the worst coup. Dixon Amechi won ahead of 2027. That story is coming again and again. FRC to adopt Islamic finance reporting framework in Nigeria. UBA headlines Lagos International Trade Fair. And then customs in Port Harcourt collects 247 billion naira from January to October. Customs in Port Harcourt collects 247 billion naira from January to October. And then LBS industry experts move to retail transformation through tech. Nigeria's private sector credit soars 75.9% in 2 years. Lagos moves to hold NAS in contempt for defying Supreme Court's judgment. More to come. Anambra election, PDP candidate promises to work with Governor Chukwuemeka Soludo. I will consult widely before making move. APC candidate in Anambra State is still the one speaking there. Okay, let's leave Vanguard newspaper now and quickly visit the Sun newspaper. First story here, Nigeria's debt hits 91.99 trillion naira as investors brace for higher interest rates. I want to give you that story again. I said Nigeria's debt hits 91.99 trillion naira as investors brace for higher interest rates. Okay, protest rocks Ibadan over Ibadan Circular Road land dispute. And then to some of those stories, come home for Christmas. Anambra CP charges citizens, come home for Christmas. Are you from Anambra State? You've been asked to come home. Come home. Come home. These are Anambra citizens. Anambra CP charging citizens. All right, to some of the headlines now. Let's look at it now. Land grabbing. Enugu community faults Empower Energy Defense insists on ownership claim. UK, 4 Nigerians, others jailed for 55 years. Anambra people have spoken, according to Soludo. Let's leave that one now. Let's leave the Sun newspaper now and quickly visit Daily Post newspaper. Ex-President Shehu Shagari's wife is dead. And then structures used to rig Anambra election. Babache Lawal is the one speaking. Structures used to rig Anambra election. Okay. Obasanjo urges Africa's youth to lead today. Lead today. Okay, let's check up some more stories now. Political stories. Benue APC warns against unauthorized meetings and masquerading as congresses. PDP Board of Trustee member, ex-commissioner insists on Wabara Damagum leadership. Anambra poll, AA Guba candidate congratulates Soludo, charges other contenders on state building. Court adjourns PDP National Convention suit to Wednesday. Anambra Court entertains case of sacked ADC state chairman seeking return. Finally here, Anambra Guba poll, Imo APP condemns INEC and security agencies over exercise. I love to just give out these a sports story, courtesy Daily Post newspaper, a sports story here. 2026 World Cup qualifier playoffs. 2026 World Cup qualifier playoffs. Super Eagles camp bubbles with 11 players for Gabon match. I really pray and hope we scale through. Seriously. I really hope and pray we scale through. All right, let me serve you stories from the Nation newspaper before we get to hear or speak to Rufai Hussaini. Why EFCC declared Silva wanted? That's one. And another one says, religion, not Nigeria's crisis, says Shoyinka. Religion, not Nigeria's crisis, says Shoyinka. We'll look deep into these also. Of course, I told you Prince Chilaka will be with me this morning. In fact, he's in the studio right now, but he's taking coffee for now. Let's just leave him, okay? On alleged certificate forgery, UNN, VC, others fault ex-minister Naji's suit. Federal government scales up 2.3 billion euro power projects. PDP faction asks NJC to sanction Ibadan judge. You're on to Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Like I said, everyone feel free to join the conversation. Yes, let's talk. Let's have a robust conversation. But this time around, we'll join Rufai Hussaini quickly. Analysis of some of these headlines. Rufai, talk to us.
I mean, a couple of stories making the rounds today. See, truth has to be said. We should stop playing politics with the lives of people. And why am I talking about this? I'm talking about this on the heels of this, Christian genocide matter. Now, what I suspect is they have now turned it into Christian versus Muslim. It is not about Christian versus Muslim. Can the government just stop the killings? I want to challenge this government. Please, they should release the names of those people that were named as terrorist financiers from that Dubai report. Let's even start from there. Some bandits were saying the other day that that it is the government that is causing all of these problems and all of that. A bandit was quoted to have been saying that. Can we apprehend those bandits and bring them to book and start the investigation? Can we look and do an investigative report on anybody that has link to these terrorists and bandits? These attempts to say there's no Christian genocide, is it that Christians are not being killed? What is genocide? Let's even start with the definition of genocide. Genocide has to do with intent. Once there's an intention to be able to remove people from their cultural or their stable outlook or their place or killing them, is genocide in nature. As kinds of genocidal provocation be perpetrated against Christians, yes. It's time to stop deceiving ourselves. So the earlier we've stated that, the better it is for us. Secondly, I hear some Muslim groups are now going after Joash Amupiton, the INEC chief, that before he had released a legal paper where he was talking about the fact that there was genocide that happened. See, the truth is nobody should go and harass Joash Amupiton. He wrote that based on his legal research. And the truth has to be said. Why can't the government stop genocide? You see, we keep talking about the fact that Nigeria does not have a state religion, the constitution which should be secular. But the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria has announced a downward review for Hajj fare for 2026. If our country is not supposed to be a secular state by the constitution, are we supposed to have a National Hajj Commission that deals with Hajj or religious pilgrimages in the first place? Are we supposed to have that? The government should play no role in religious travels. So please, let us call a spade a spade. And please, if Joash Amupiton had written in a legal brief in 2020 in which he described Boko Haram insurgents and attack by herdsmen as part of coordinated anti-Christian campaign that warranted international intervention, why are there calls and messages to the humanitarian minister to comment on Joash Amupiton's legal brief? Why? He wrote his brief based on what is happening and what he saw. Because you see, in Nigeria, we now try to change everything along religious lines. We now start to change everything along religious lines. May God help us. May God help us to understand that lives that are being killed, we must stop the killing. The bandits attack village in Kano, abduct 5 women. As we have been talking about all these Christian genocide, the insecurity just keeps continuing. Nobody cares. You is that we can't have a government that will nip all of this in the bud. If the government is saying that, oh, nothing is happening, why are Nigerians living in IDP camps? We still did some advocacy outreach for IDP camp in Durobi. Can you imagine that in the FCT, there are IDP camps in the Federal Capital Territory? The last time we used to know of IDP camp used to be the days of Liberian War, where you had IDP camps in Ogun State. Now they have IDP camps in Federal Capital Territory. So we must call out evil when we see it. We should stop saying it because it's not happened to us. It's not happen to us. The day it will happen to you, there will be nobody left to speak for you. And that's why, please, when you see evil, call it out. And that's why I'm happy that the PFN insists that there's Christian genocide. And the Islamic Council trying to say this. See, this is not the time for Christians and Muslims to go back and forth. We must look for a way to stop the insecurity. As regards the PDP convention, the hearing of the case challenging People's Democratic Party convention was adjourned on Monday by Justice Ladin Akitola under the intense security as journalists were barred from covering the proceedings. Akitola adjourned the hearing of the motion on notice filed by Folahan Mamo Adelabi against the PDP and its acting national chairman, otherwise to Wednesday, November 12th. The same court had ruled in an ex parte motion permitting the PDP to go on with the scheduled convention while fixing Monday, 10th of November for the hearing. After listening to the submission, Justice Akintola urged all parties to file and exchange their processes to enable the PDP matter go on. But you see, there's been a twist to the PDP matter because INEC did recognize the Damagun faction for the primaries that were held in Ekiti State. And there's a major review that says there's no link between pregnant women taking paracetamol and autism in their children, despite repeated claims by Donald Trump. That I published it on Monday. In September, the president sparked outrage among medical community by claiming that paracetamol, acetaminophen, was also associated with higher rates of autism. WHO had emphasized that there's no robust evidence which shows that the main active ingredients such as Tylenol and Panadol causes autism. On Monday, an umbrella review of all scientific research yet to be conducted on the subject was published by British Medical Journal. Existing evidence does not show a clear link between utero exposure to paracetamol and autism in HDHD offspring, the UK lead of researchers wrote in the review. So that report is out there. And some update as regards the player that was reported to have been stabbed. Anyway, I got a message recently by certain Hillary that speaks for the league that know that a missile was thrown at the player, and in fact there's a video of the player speaking in a press conference that he didn't die because the player is actually Ghanaian, the player of Barao FC. But the question is, should we have a place, a country where for a league match a player is attacked? Those are the big questions we should be asking. And on Vio News today, Two-Face is saying that the African queen made me famous, but brought me trouble too. That's what Two-Face is saying. He said his African Queen song has been a blessing, but a burden in his long-running music career. Two-Face came to life after the 2004 classic defined his career, and yet some several personal and professional challenges he said he has faced since the emergence of that song. Did African Queen bring Two-Face trouble, or Two-Face brought himself trouble by not being able to manage himself? Uwobi has released pictures of how shambolic the hotels they are putting the Nigerian team in Rabat in Morocco is. Please, hope Nigeria knows that we need to qualify. And they should not give a reason that say maybe because of the team, that's why the kind of hotel they put us, that's why we are not going to qualify. The players must remember that they must work so hard to ensure that all is done to make the team qualify. Right. Still some stories making the rounds. The case of Timipri Sylvia is a very interesting one. At first, the EFCC has declared him wanted. And what are they saying are the offenses against him? Conspiracy and dishonest conversion of over $14 million. They said the funds were provided by Nigeria Content Development and Monetary Board for Atlantic International Refinery and Petrochemical. The notice reads that the public is hereby notified that the former Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, whose photograph appears, is wanted by the EFCC in an alleged case of conspiracy of over $14 million. He's from Brass local government, and this is pursuant to November 6 warrant of a federal high court. Anybody with useful information should contact the EFCC, but his aides are now saying otherwise. They are saying that the EFCC is inflaming the public against Timipri Silva. That the Punch had reports that EFCC had on Monday declared Silva wanted over alleged 19.2 billion fraud in a notice on his website. The anti-graft agency urged anyone with information on his whereabouts and contact to any of his offices nationwide. Silva, a former minister and immediate past governorship candidate of the All Progressive Congress in Bias, had previously faced similar corruption allegations, which he denied. Boroku, in a statement released on Monday night, said the declaration was designed to inflame public sentiment against him. The question is, I think Sylvia should be able to tender himself to EFCC, and he should be questioned. And EFCC should be able to provide their evidence and facts if they have anything against him. All of this back and forth is not necessary. We need to be able to see the facts of the matter. And I hope EFCC will also supply Nigeria the details. Anyway, the problem with the EFCC I have is that they don't always supply Nigeria the details. All of a sudden, you just hear less and less about the cases in the end. So we are waiting to be able to see the end of all of this back and forth. Until we see the end of all of this back and forth, and until perpetrators of any level of corruption or fraud are brought to book, we'll then know that this government is ready to fight corruption. Ned Nwoko, senator representing Delta North, says his bid to create an Yoma state has recorded some progress with President Tinubu with support from President Bola Tinubu and key constitutional amendment committees at the National Assembly. The truth is, I will be shocked that President Tinubu will support any state creation at a point in time where the states are not viable. I will be shocked because the pre-existing states, a lot of them depend on FAC allocations for their survival. So this attempt to create new states and have a political talk, it's not today we'll be saying it. That was how it was said that they promised the former Awujale, Jebu State. The former Awujale is past now. I don't even know the talk about Jebu State. But I will not be there. I'm an Ijebu man. I will not be there to support any talk about any Ijebu states. Let's call a spade a spade. Let's call a spade a spade. For the opting time, this talk about religious genocide, I must have to reiterate that this attempt to mitigate the killings of Christians, most especially, is abominable. And the way we have now couched the conversation is counterproductive for the progress and development of this country.
All right.
I'm saying this in reaction to some messages by some Muslim groups recently, saying blanket there's no Christian genocide. There's Christian genocide.
Okay. Okay.
We can also talk about the fact that other people from other religion are being killed, but there is Christian genocide.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Rufai.
Genocide deals with intent, selective replacement, all of the threshold that meets a conversation for a genocide. We have passed the threshold already.
All right.
I understand Muslims are being killed. And like I've always said, if Muslims are being killed, feel threatened, they can also claim that there's a Muslim genocide.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much, Rufai Yoseni. Let me leave you because of our time. Let's get back to the studio and talk to Prince Chilaka, who is just right here right now. Top of the morning to you, Prince Chilaka.
Morning, Judy. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Doing just great. Now, he was talking about genocide. I want to relate it to the report we got just yesterday by Amnesty International, saying that about 1,800 people have been killed in the southeast in 2 years. Just 2 years, 1,800 people have been killed in the entire southeast. Now, the question is, should we believe this report? That's one on one hand. On the other hand, do you think this is underreported or over-reported?
Well, if you talk about whether you should believe the report or not, because you just have a country where statistics is not available. Those who are meant to provide you with information do not provide the information. So you have to do with whatever statistics people put out there. Yes, if you ask me, I think it's been underreported because the killings in the south is
underreported.
Yes, in the last 2 years is alarming. If you go to the southeast today, you won't find youths. The young youths have left the states. Some of them have been, arrested as, framed as IPOB, ESN. Some have been killed. Some just had to leave the state in order to be alive. So this whole thing we're talking about, killing, it's like Nigerian lives no longer matter. Nigerians are just being killed like chicken. And then you have a government in place that is busy talking about elections and other things, rather than talking about protecting the lives and property of the people they have sworn to protect. So for me, yes, something is definitely wrong with this country right now. And if you talk about the Southeast, I blame the governors of the Southeast, most of them. Starting from the governor of Imo State, because Imo State itself turned into a hotbed when Governor Hope Uzodinma was declared as a winner. When that infamous declaration by the Supreme Court was made, where you move number 4 to number 1. And since then, Imo State have not had peace. Then added with sit at home, added with the evasion of the house of Nnamdi Kanu, added with his kidnap from Kenya. So why is it that government is not thinking out of the box? It is obvious that some people somewhere are benefiting from the insecurity going around in the entire country. And like Rufai said, it is time to stem it. It is time, if there are people who have been fingered as being responsible, names have been given to government, put the names out there. Let us begin to shame these people. Let us begin to call them out so that we can have peace in this country. I mean, it's difficult to travel in Nigeria by road now. It's difficult. Apart from the fact that there are no good roads, you may be unlucky that your vehicle will be the ones that these bandits or terrorists or whatever will attack. So, government needs to begin to think as if there is no box.
You said it's underreported. 1,800 people.
Okay.
Jude,
let me help you. If you remember, was it earlier this year?
Underreported.
Yes, it was. I think this year or late last year, when the National Bureau of Statistics released a report talking about how much has been paid out as ransom in the southeast.
I think I got that report too, right?
And thereafter, what happened? Their system went down. And that was the end of it. So if the National Bureau of Statistics can give you such an information that is alarming, and you know that for any report that comes either from government or public sector, most times it's underreported, then you must know that this one also is underreported. I'm telling you, a lot of young people, a lot of people have been kidnapped, a lot of people have been killed in the southeast.
But let's talk about what has been done by the state governors, the federal government to curb these menace in the entire southeast.
What has the government done? For instance, you hear about sit at home. If you're driving through Benin to Owerri, you'll see so many checkpoints put up by the police, by the army, by the road safety, by the customs, by quarantine, by immigration. You just name them. They are all littered around, just on the corridor of the express. On the road, they are littered like waste. Now, go to the southeast on a Monday. You will not see any of them. Not one. So it simply shows you that there must be some form of connivance. Are you telling me now that the security agencies will go and sit at home on Monday because a non-state actor declared they sit at home? So if they are there from Sunday, Tuesday to Sunday, why do they abandon those checkpoints on Mondays? Why do they abandon them?
Look at the breakdown. Let's look at the breakdown of that report. The human rights organization Amnesty International said at least 1,844 people lost their lives between January 2021 rather, and June 2023 in attacks carried out by so-called unknown gunmen, local militias, and even state-backed security outfits.
Exactly. I mean, you obviously heard what Agune Chamber, or what do they call them, when they came up. You heard the one set up by the Southeast governors that didn't see the light of day. You heard about the killings purportedly carried out by the squad of the police. You had the one carried out by ESN. And in all of this, you ask yourself, if the state itself that is meant to protect people is involved in eliminating these people, is involved in taking out people, then how do you want the people to be protected? And is it not funny, is it not laughable that Nigeria has become a country where non-state actors, wield guns and hold everyone to ransom and nothing happens? Severally, you've seen Asari Dokubo wielding gun on national TV. You've seen it. What has the government done about it? You see bandits come and say they're coming for a negotiation with government officials, and they're wielding guns and all of that, and armed to the teeth. And nothing has been done about it.
You see, Amnesty International said this got across Abia, Anambra, Ebonyi, Enugu, and Imo State. The figure drawn from victims' interviews, police reports, and media verification is part of what Amnesty International described as a decade of impunity in the country's south. In the country's south is now. Hold on, I'm going somewhere. In one particular case cited in Amnesty's recent report, gunmen stormed the palace of a traditional ruler, His Royal Highness Eze Ignatius, I saw in Obodo Agua community in Imo State on November 14, 2022. Witness said about 30 armed men arrived in a convoy of Sienna buses, opened fire in the palace courtyard, and executed the monarch and 2 visiting chiefs in cold blood. Now, I want to expand the scope. This happens in the country generally. people will say, not only the southeast. We shouldn't narrow it down to only the south. It happens in the north, in the south, and everywhere in the country. Don't you think so?
Killings have been going on in Nigeria. Nobody's going to say it hasn't been going on. But the question is, when you have a situation where people just get executed for no just cause, and then you, at the end of the day, you hear, oh, they were executed by unknown gunmen. And unknown gunmen operated in the state. They've been operating in the state. You have a governor who barely stays in the state, so to say. It's alleged that he's always in Abuja. And then you ask yourself, why are we investing so much in security? Why are the governors collecting security votes? What are they doing with it? How can you say in your state you have unknown gunmen and nobody knows who they are? Nobody can identify them. Nobody can arrest them. You're talking about the killings carried. How about the killings carried out by the military? You don't talk about that? So Nigeria has become like more like a dead field where you just we just kill people. We don't give no more value for human life, and that's the painful part of it.
Let's also clarify this. You spoke about sit at home in the southeast. I want to ask you: is it still very, very potent? Is it still very strong?
It's the way it is. People now sit at home out of fear, not because not because anybody's asking them to sit at home.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
It's out of fear of the unknown, because like we say, unknown gunmen, those who go about insisting that people must sit at home. So people just sit at home on Mondays because they are worried, they are scared, because the government has not shown any goodwill towards curbing it. The government has not been able to say, go out about your job free, your work freely and all of that. So it's not that anybody is now saying sit at home, but it's people sit at home out of fear of the unknown.
I also recall in Anambra, I was reading out the headline when the CP in Anambra State is charging citizens of Anambra State to come home this Yuletide, to don't worry, come home. As Anambra State gubernatorial election has been concluded with success, the State Commissioner of Police, has called on indigenes, both home and in the diaspora, to look forward for a peaceful and safe Christmas and New Year, festive season, saying, come home, come home.
Yeah, you're asking people to come home, start from the roads. You need to protect them from the roads that leads to the Anambra you want them to come to. You don't just ask people to come home when anything can happen along the road. What it means is that other CPs in other states that cuts across going to Anambra must also come out to say, come home. We are protecting you. We are providing security. How has government been able to curb the menace of, the bandits?
It's one of the questions I want to ask you. Can we rest on the words of the CP?
No, that means
can we rely?
You rely on it at your own detriment. It's the truth.
But is it that bad? Is it?
It is that bad.
In Anambra? Or
no, it is that bad in the southeast. It is that bad.
I thought they say the southeasterners travel, whether
yes, they travel, but
they go home.
They go home, but how many people go home these days? How many people can even afford to go home? Because for you to be able to go home now, you cannot be talking about the roads, because if you get kidnapped on the road, you're looking at 15, 20, 30 million. And then if you look at flying to the southeast, how much is it? It's about 200, 140, 150, 200. And we know that once we get to the yellow tide, the prices will go up. So how many families can afford air traveling today? So it's not that people don't want to go home, but people are scared. The roads are not safe. The roads are not motorable. So these are the issues.
And then still in the southeast, I hear that Tinubu is pressing UK for a review sentence on Ekweremadu. Madu.
I think for me it is misplaced priority. The government should do other things. It's just that Nigeria is a country where if you're a politician,
How would you say that?
If you're a politician, if you're high up there, you don't get punished by the legal system. I mean, there was an offense committed. Let him serve it out. Why would you? What is the clemency? What is it for? You are sending a delegation, wasting taxpayers' money. I mean, I don't know what kind of bajo government is this? You're wasting taxpayers' money to go and plead on behalf of somebody who committed a crime, who is being punished for a crime he committed. And people think it is right.
No, they are pushing for Ikurimadu's transfer to Nigeria. Maybe they bring him home.
Let him serve it. Let him serve his term out there. See, Jude, I lost my little wife to kidney failure. I know what I went through. And so when I see people trying to take advantage of others in order to be alive, it's the worst thing that can be done by any human being. So Ekweremadu should stay there and serve out his term. You know, if it was in Nigeria, Ekweremadu wouldn't have gone to prison. The young man would probably have disappeared by now. You know that. You know how our justice system works. You see the drama playing out between Ned Walker and Regina Daniels.
Mm-hmm.
You know Sam is still in detention. You are using,
I think
you are using state apparatus to your own advantage. It's only in Nigeria that you have the political class that can tell you, you will disappear, I can do anything to you. Do you know who I am? But when they leave the shores of Nigeria, they are ordinary citizens, common citizens.
Okay, because of our time, let me speed up now. But I still want to remain in the southeast. Let's talk about the election. You know, let's quickly talk about the election. 70 CSOs are demanding enforcement of laws to curb vote buying.
Where are these 70 CSOs? Where have they been hiding? We've been talking about electoral reform. We've not heard any of them say anything. They've just been hiding. These are portfolio CSOs.
Put down the law to curb.
Which law? Why have they not come out to speak out? We're asking for electoral reforms. We need people to come out and say we want to have proper electoral reform. Where have they been hiding? So now you're asking for a law after a crime has been committed. When the governor of Anambra State was making promises of 1 million to local governments that would deliver, where were the CSOs? That for me is vote buying, disguised as palliative. Why did the EFCC not go and arrest the governor? I said it from day one that there were no serious contenders in Anambra election. The only person, I keep saying it, who miscalculated and I would have given Charles Soludo a run for everything, it was Valentine Ezigbo that left the Labour Party and went to APC. Every other person that came out to contest, who named them? Did you see them campaign? Even Ukachukwu that was trying to, show his head, you saw how he was decimated. So the point is, the Anambra election...
He didn't have Abuja backing.
Not Abuja backing. Anambra election was such that we didn't have any credible person. We didn't. And the 1 or 2 persons that are credible were not visible to the people. They didn't campaign. They didn't reach out. And I keep telling people, Anambra is Abga. No matter how you do it. Anambra is Abga. And that was why when Valentine came out, people felt that somebody else was going to really challenge Jansolo. But what happened? Greed, selfishness, lack of foresight pushed him to APC. And at the end of the day, APC did not give him the ticket.
Yes, but some will tell you Soludo had his shoulders here and there. Abga, APC. So he could spread his wings well. And
it's not about it's not about having a shoulder. It's just that the Anambra people weighed their options and they found out that the devil you know is better than the saint you think you're hobnobbing with. Yes.
Let's talk about Nnamdi Kanu. He's also in the news. Nnamdi Kanu has approached the Supreme Court to set aside its December 15, 2023 judgment, which remitted his trial back to the Federal High Court. In other words, Nnamdi asked Apex Court to reverse trial to Federal High Court.
I think right now, as it stands, honestly speaking, I believe that it's time we carry out a proper mental evaluation of Nnamdi Kanu. Honestly speaking, Nnamdi Kanu is not talking like somebody that still has his head intact. You're asking the Supreme Court at this point, when your case has gotten to you to defend yourself, to open your defense, you're asking them to, it doesn't make any sense. And that's the truth. But like I always say, the issue of Nnamdi Kanu is best resolved on the table of politics, on the table of negotiations, on the table of, reconciliation. But anything outside of that, we're just wasting our time.
Okay. Let's look at some other headlines quickly, everyone. Let's talk about Trump's threat. Of course, Americans have the right to defend Nigerian Christians. Babachi Lawal speaking. What's your take on that?
If you ask me about Trump's threat and the way we're going about it, I believe that the government has failed the Nigerian people in terms of protecting their lives and properties. The government has failed the Christians in terms of protecting them. And so it's not out of place to ask for help. And I think the government is not going about it the right way. The government just keeps telling people, there's this propaganda that America will come and whenever America has entered, they create problem. But we have more problem. We have a problem of hunger. We have problem of poverty. We have problem of lack of employment. We have problem of insecurity. How many Nigerians are benefiting from the oil and the mineral resources that government is fighting so hard to protect? How many Nigerians? We need to begin to ask ourselves these questions. How many Nigerians? If you're a beneficiary, I don't know, maybe I can see you're looking better. Maybe you've got your own share of it. But how many Nigerians? Go outside the shores of Nigeria and see countries that have oil just like Nigeria and see the level of development they have. Then you will know and you will appreciate. And then when people say there is no genocide, there is no this, I ask question. Why, like Hussein Rufai said, why are there people living in IDP camps? Who are these people? Who are these people? Who are those now occupying the ancestral homes of these people? And so this is where I fault the Nigerian Islamic Council when they come up and say climate change. And that's the most stupid thing anybody could say. Climate change. So because of the climate change, you come out and kill people. You take over people's land because of climate change. I don't get it. We've said severally, Nigeria, this is 21st century. Why don't people begin to look at ranching? If you believe that the reason why people are coming from the north to the south or wherever they are moving to is because of climate change, why don't you build ranches?
Okay.
Then if you build ranches, you create employment because people will be employed to manage the ranches. People will now begin to see need to provide feeds, which you will buy. So I don't understand why, everybody's just pretending that all is well when all is not well.
All right. Nigeria's debt, our debt, right, is now 91.99 trillion naira. As investors are bracing up for higher interest rates. 91.99 trillion naira is what the country is owing, is what you are owing.
No, you are owing.
No, you.
President Bola Tinubu, the senators and the honorable members, the state governors and all the appointees are owing.
Oh, really?
I'm not owing anybody. It's like I keep telling people that I don't believe in the 1999 constitution that says we the Nigerian people. I was not part of the Nigerian people that endorsed that document. The problem you have today in governance, in insecurity with religion and all of that is because of that document. And I don't know why we're finding it difficult to open our eyes and see that that document is not a reflection of the reality of Nigeria of today. So you have a government where the government keeps borrowing and borrowing and borrowing and borrowing, and where you're not seeing, the people are not even seeing the money that is being borrowed. Meanwhile, you are taxing the people. Now, very soon they'll start taxing us for air. And everybody's keeping quiet. And like I keep saying, those who gathered in 2012, 2013 at Ojota, where are they? All of them suddenly have taken sleeping pills. And we all say we have elder statesmen. We have men of wisdom. We have men of honor. We have men of proven integrity. I mean, that is all charade.
Over 100 policemen are assigned to VIPs, according to EU reports. Over 100 policemen are assigned to VIPs.
Judy, I have always said that the problem with this country is the fact that we're running a classist system. And that's why Nigeria is not moving forward. You want protection, go and hire private security for yourself. Why must you give 5 policemen to your senators, your honorable member? Why must you give them policemen?
Over 100.
Why must you give them policemen? How many policemen do we have in Nigeria? How many? The other day I was reading a report about what you get as an entitlement when the chief of the service chiefs has just been relieved, and I see people getting 5 soldiers, 5, and I'm asking, what is going on? These are same people who go out of the shores of this country. Do they see anybody attached to them? When Nigerians leave this country, they tell you when they come up from Mulitala Mohammed International Airport, they are ordinary citizens. So they carry their bag themselves. They enter train. When ordinary people they enter.
No enter now.
They enter train, enter bus. There is no escort, no siren. But when they enter back to this country, they become gods. In other words, the kind of leadership and rulership we have in this country is slave-master relationship. That's what we have. And that is why they will do everything possible to maintain the status quo. Because they see the citizens as their slaves. That is why you can see, once you have 1 million in your account, you go and they'll give you police escort. It's so shameful. It is shameful that Nigeria at this age, we're not prioritizing what we should be doing right. It's shameful that those who are ruling this country do not even understand what leadership is all about. It is shameful that the ordinary Nigerians themselves have become so hoodwinked that they're not even thinking straight. They're not thinking out of the box.
Lagos, the time is 8 o'clock.
November 25 every year is reserved to celebrate Ebriba women who as a unit trekked from Ebriba to the seat of government in Umuahia to ensure that the kingdom did not self-destruct.
This 2025, the Anachuken in council, as a highlight for this year's celebration, has set aside 2 days, 23rd and 24th of November 2025, to celebrate our daughters, mothers, and friends of the kingdom as Adena and Inyome Ebriba.
All roads lead to Ebriba as we celebrate our women, our pride, our role models.
You are all cordially invited as Ebriba celebrates womanhood in our unique way.
Signed, Anachuken in council.
Customer, welcome. What do you want buy?
I want buy changeover. Cutout fuse and distribution board made of 100% heavy duty copper.
Oh, come, I get them. See, I'm here.
No, now I'm looking for Slatter Star J cutout fuse and distribution board, Nipo cutout fuse, Star J solar battery, inverter, MPPT controller, and solar panel.
But Oga,
Don't worry, I know where to get them. Whether na Star J changeover cut-out fuse, Slatter distribution board, Nipo cut-out fuse, Star J solar battery, inverter, MPPT controller and solar panel, Star J ceiling fan, sockets, all earthen materials. Make you no go do cover-wise pan foolish o. Slatter Star J Indian product na number 1 since 1961. Made of 100% heavy-duty solid copper with no compromise. Available in all leading electrical shops nationwide. Slatter Star J na you Pico.
You are listening to your the number one station, the Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. Do not touch that dial.
The Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. Everyone, welcome back. Time to open the studio lines and hear you speak back. 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call. 0700 903 903 903. WhatsApp is 081 717 56338. Again, 081 717 56338. If you must call, please move away from your radio set or tone down the volume pata before you start dialing. And of course, 60 seconds for you, that's just 1 minute. Mind what you say on the national radio. Be civil. I don't know how you won't want it, but just please be civil. My name is Jude. Ikami Jude. What's your name and where are you calling from? Good morning to you. Hello, good morning. Oh, please call back. Call back. Like I said, you can also reach me via WhatsApp, okay? Yeah, to make it easy for you. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you this morning.
Yeah.
What's your name?
Yeah, my name is good morning. My name is Innocent. I'm calling from Amugu, Odofe State.
Good morning.
Yeah, please, this impressive. I don't know why he's stressing himself. Let him come back and also sing what other governors are singing. The mandate is we shall stand. Immediately you sing it, they will this bagay and problem will be over. They will also give him some money to be happy. So I don't know why he's afraid of coming where he's coming from. Come back and do what other governors are doing. And for those who are telling Anambra citizens to come, Anambra is not left for them because I have a lot of Anambra friends. So I don't want to be contributing money for anybody to be released because I know how many have told me to contribute more than 3, 4, 5 years now. Contribute before they release. So let them be careful, whatever they are doing.
Thank you so
And I'm somehow surprised when people say you should not create a new state because of fat allocation. This money they are sharing in Abuja, 85% of it is coming from local government and state before going to Abuja. So if the federal government can allow state and the local government to take care of their resources and keep pay some tax to the Abuja, nobody will come to Abuja to ask for any money. So don't tell us that it should not create state because of money. That money are sharing in Abuja is state and local government money. It's not the money. Abuja doesn't have shishi. Thank you.
Thank you so much for calling. Yeah. Hello, good morning.
Hello, sir.
Good morning.
My name is Mr. Gossin. The angel that we are talking about, the king, if my tongue angel, that's a king, that's an angel. So fear is gripping us. We cannot travel now. All the boys have run away from that place. So I don't know what our governor is doing about it. I don't know. So we people should help us to get our governor to stop peace in our Ubis Harbor. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for calling. Top of the morning to you. What's your name and where you calling from?
Hello.
Good morning. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning to you. Good morning here. What's your name? Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me now? Good morning. Uh-oh. Okay. Hello, good morning to you. What's your name?
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Chilaka, good morning. Hello.
Good morning. We can hear you.
All right, sir. My name is Ken Amade. I'm calling from Okafa here in Lagos.
Okay.
Please, I want to correct this impression of the insecurity in the southeast. See, my dear brother, it's been a long. I have never called. I have never contributed. Most of our people over there are complicit. See, in the north, what is happening in the north? Most of their people are complicit. The same thing in the southeast. Because of what? We are agitating. Most of the people are agitating. What is happening in the south is like Governor Hope Adema. He did not commit any sin. The only sin he committed was when the Supreme Court put him as the governor. Then I'm from that state. We went on a protest that time. After the protest, everything calmed down. Peace came back. Now the problem was the answers. After the answers, it's not about to agitation again. The burn of ESN. These people, I'm telling you the simple truth. The reason why you see the problem more in the state is because the headquarters of ESN is there.
Okay.
Especially in Osu. And the commander of ESN came from Osu. He was also killed. Now, what brought about the problem in Osu mostly? Let every man listen to this. If we want Nigeria to survive, if we want Nigeria to work, I'm an Igbo man. Sometimes, if you tell our Igbo brothers and sisters the simple truth, they will tell you this, they will tell you that. And the same problem is in every tribe in Nigeria because of we are all tribalistic. See, when the killed military, that was the bone of contention. The group of these boys, ESN, they killed the military.
Okay.
In Oslo.
Okay.
Listen, sir. In case in this information, I'm sorry that I'm taking your time, but I want to tell you the simple truth. See, when they killed the military, now the military, we are looking for the people that killed their men. This was where everything came worse. Please, let us tell ourselves the truth. Hope did not do anything. Only any governor that is there will do the same thing that Hope Adema is doing. Okay. Because you can never be there and fold their arms. People come to collect the state from you. Okay. Listen, my dear brother, if I go there now, if I talk against ESN or IPOB, I will be killed. I'll tell you the fact. One traditional ruler from Umbise was killed because of one thing concerning the IPOB. I cannot go there and talk against ESN. Please let us tell ourselves the truth.
Thank you.
The insecurity in the southeast is caused by the southeastern and the ESN. It's simple. The Fulani is contributing higher 5% or 10%. Then the 90% is committed by our people.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay. Let's take more calls, please. Good morning.
Good morning, Peter.
Good morning. Good morning.
Why are you giving this man that kind of time to talk?
That's the truth. Because the man didn't make sense.
Okay.
Yes, it didn't make sense.
All right.
When people don't understand what is going on, a governor has power. Look at Lagos State, for instance. Don't you see how someone is holding the state in terms of security? Don't you see it? How can you have a governor of a state who does not live in the state? How can you have a governor of the state who all he does is on social media? He talks about roads, he talks about this. Go to Imo State and find out for yourself.
So what you're saying is super wrong.
Totally.
Okay.
So yes, everybody keeps saying ESN, but how did we get to ESN? How did we get there? Is it only in Imo State that soldiers have been killed? Is it only in Imo State? You saw what happened in Okoma. You know how many soldiers have been killed in villages in the north? Have you seen the soldiers go there to take them out?
All right. Okay. Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. I'm taking calls, okay? I'm taking calls. Good morning here. What's your name?
Hello.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Kanijide.
Let's go. Good morning to you.
Boyesin is my name, and I am calling from Afromedia.
All right.
Look, I salute Barrister Chilaka. I was Dr. Chilaka. I salute him. I salute him because all what he said, I've been listening. All what he said is true. Nothing but the truth. So his analysis is just the type I've been expecting. And I thank him for that. He has made me proud this morning.
Thank you, sir.
So that is just all I can say this morning. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Benjamin from Shogunle is saying that we can see that, or we can see what the threat of Trump fighting terrorists in Nigeria have achieved already when he hasn't even started the war proper. Anybody in Nigeria against Trump fighting terrorism in Nigeria? To me, such a person is a terrorist or a sponsor of terrorists. That's Benjamin speaking. Hello, good morning.
Hello?
Good morning.
That's GOPFM.
Let's go. What's your name?
So, this is additional.
All right. Trump's threat, what's it? Okay, Leo from Lagos. Trump threat, troops pound 5 terror bases in 5 states. And we urge Nigerian military operations to go and kill all the terrorists that are occupying the ancestral homes of Benue people. And I believe the Nigerian military is doing something. Have you?
No, but
now we don't hear say troop they do pass.
No, but no. You say this is propaganda, and I'll tell you. What, yes, I saw. Is it the Minister of Information also saying that 700 persons have been persecuted for terrorism, and another group there be. And then I asked, what has happened to reintegration and reabsorption into the system? What has happened to it? The re-radicalization process. What has happened to it? Has it been thrown away? So it's the thing is that because of the threat of Trump and the fear of the political class that they will lose out. But you see, like I said, for me it goes beyond just the threat. I think that the American government should go further, look at those people, the politicians who have continued to steal our collective wealth, expose them, seize their properties, and get other countries where they are moving their funds to also seize it. So that all of us go to the same level.
Okay, all right. Good morning here.
Good morning, Kamijide.
Good morning.
I'm coming from Ajawo State.
Okay.
I don't know why our president is hesitating to come to Nigeria.
You will move away from your radio set before you call from Ajawo State.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I don't know why Mr. President is supposed to give all these colonies to relocate to where they are coming from. Nigeria is not their home. Why is he hesitating to tell them this? Let us start coming, not even only coming, let Israel enjoy. Yes.
Okay.
So that we have our peace.
Thank you. Mazu Gochuku is saying Mr. President should start to arrest all those supporting and protecting terrorists in our country. Our military should also add more effort in the fight against insurgency. Trump should go after the sponsors of terrorism first before crushing their foot soldiers. That's what he's saying. Mazu Gochuku. Thank you. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Let me hello. Let me go to the hello. Good morning.
Let's go.
You are looking for me.
Okay.
Yes. Like why the city of Canada telling their Liberians that they should come home that is safe. Take off for letting get those boys arrested. Those that could be already member of the Labour Party. One of our Labour Party. You should get them by the arrest those people, then you know that another is safe to come.
Thank you.
Then secondly, I want to tell this listener, 1,800 were killed. If you ask Carry the Kuba that he killed the went to the tower and killed the Igbo Woto. Till now, one of the Igbo lawyers, human rights group, a petition Carry the Kuba to implement of Nigeria lazy effort to really. So you can't start that some of the Igbo making analysis here in the studio, they can't know what to do. I Carry the Kuba says everybody else, yes, we have you.
Thank you.
So let them do the needful.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Now.
Thank you. President Trump have put a stop. Hear what this person is saying. President Trump have put a stop to anything called defections and campaigns in Nigeria since he spoke concerning genocide against Christians. Your so-called rulers are having sleepless nights nowadays. That means man past man. Those that are saying that America is coming for their mineral resources have just been mischievous and wicked. Who is benefiting from the so-called resources if not your rulers? Now, wow. Well, let's see. Mayor from Ikotu, thank you so much for your message. He's saying, I thought that the new INEC chairman will stop vote buying, or is it business as usual? It's quite unfortunate. Oh God, arise and trouble those that are troubling Nigerians. This mountain of fire, man. I'm sure you're a member of MFM anyway. It's okay. Okay, good morning.
Good morning,
Good morning.
This is Mr. Ralph on the line.
Okay.
Please appeal with the good-spirited people of Nigeria never to relent in their efforts to ensure that this Trump around this country. And my prayer goes that those that are jubilating because they are not, those ones are not being touched. They are no one will be touched. Even when they say be touched, so that they know what the pain people are suffering. They are jubilating, carrying one up and down.
Okay.
Even our clergies, they are busy. Go to churches now. What they are doing? Tie everything enter their pocket. The congregation that came up and down, they went after that one. When they kill the finish, who will not pay that time to them?
Thank you.
God save us.
Thank you. Let me read some messages now. I want to appeal to the President Tinubu to not be selective in his fight against corruption, following the declaration of former governor of Bayelsa State and former minister of mining, Tinubu Silva, has been wanted for looting of public funds, while the cases of former minister of aviation Hadi Sirika, former GMD Mele Kyari, and former accountant general of federation and several others like that have not been touched. On the Christian genocide, though the statement of Pastor Adeboye is coming a bit late, but it's still better late than never. I feel at this point President Tinubu should do everything to stop these killings. No Nigerian life is worth to be killed. He should also work on the extreme poverty in the country. This can also contribute to high rise of insecurity, and all of that. Thank you so much. Good morning. They don't tell a deaf man that there is war. If not that the strong man in the world, Mr. Trump, is interested in Nigeria, nothing would have stopped this government from handing Anambra State to APC. The fear of Trump is the beginning of wisdom. Chude from Ayetoro just said that. All right. Godwin Blessing from Abulado. The people protesting that they don't want Trump. Who do they want? Boko Haram? God help us. Very simple and short. Okay, let's look at some messages here now. Those that are against Trump's potential military actions against these Islamic terrorists and jihadists must be questioned, by the security agencies. Anyone who is sympathetic with the terrorists rather than the victims should be tagged terrorists as well. Meanwhile, until PDP gets rid of the likes of Wike and his co-travelers, the party will continue to be in disarray. May God help and heal our land. Frank O. Nero from the United States of America sent that message to me. And then this person, what's your name now? Osadebe Nwaje in Shasha, is saying our brothers in the north have learned nothing and have chosen to remain that way. They protest when Israel and Palestine are fighting. The protest is targeted on those who are not linked to Israel. Israel is not a Christian nation. Truth be told, let the northern leaders take up the challenge of eliminating al-Majiri and all associated ills. Let them finance education and give them young ones the skills and vocational training. Thank you so much, OC Umache. CJ Odumodu from Ladipo is saying, look at me, tell you killing in Nigeria should not stop unless Gumi and those government officials supporting these bandits were not arrested and meant to face the law. Okay, CJ, thank you so much. Appreciate your message. Pascal Chimezi in Ikeja is saying, good morning, please help me ask Anambra Commissioner of Police, who is asking people to come home, where are the killers of Honorable Member of Anambra State House of Assembly, Honorable Justice Azuka? The suspects were arrested, handed over to the police, and they allegedly ran away from custody. It happened for Benin to STV Abide for STV.
Even for, is it Bruno?
You said they sleep. So they okay. U.S. President Donald Trump's threats have made military troops pound terrorists in their hideouts. Interesting. What happened to their chief negotiator and evangelist Sheikh Ahmad Numi? It seemed to be the president. It seemed to be a president with immunity, right? Okay. What happened to repentant Boko Haram? Hope the 700 jailed will not repent in jail and eventually released to be rehabilitated. This movie is out. This movie is outdated. Till we do the right thing first against insecurity. Till we do the right thing, insecurity will continue to be all of that. You want to watch the movie? I know the shop for Alaba, where the cassette they. Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. It's time to go. It's time to go. Prince Chilaka, I want to say thank you so much.
You're welcome. I just want to say something.
Okay, please, sir.
Government needs to realize that there's serious trust deficit between them and the people. And the only way they can gain this back is by being intentional with the policies they're putting out there.
Thank you. Thank you, Prince Chilaka. Thank you again. My name is Jude. Ikami Jude. On social media, I am Ikami Jude. Thank you so much. I'm not going to spell them this morning. But I'll be here by 10:30 a.m. And so we talk more. From 10:30 a.m., we're going to Agege. There's something very, very serious happening in Agege, like broad day killings, stealings, robbery. Somebody will be joining me from Agege. This morning, a couple of persons will be joining me from Agege. Like, they shoot, they kill. Like, this one, they go enter streets, face you, not be saying at night again. No. And Agege people have been terrorized right now. Join me by 10:30. I'll be back here. I'll drive you all through till 12 on the DOT. Good morning. Up next is Ogen Debo.
Please note, the views and opinions expressed on this program solely those of the individual contributors and do not necessarily represent the official views of the Voice of the People 90.3 FM, Lagos. We do not endorse or take responsibility for any content shared